the view from La Vida Loca in third. They've still got Abu Dhabi Racing in sight, but it's behind where they should be looking because Fazza are desperate to squeeze inside them at the mark. Breathe in, and that was tight. They narrowly avoid contact, but it's not over yet as Fazza draw alongside them out of the turn. The pair of them accelerating onto the back straight. On board with Fazza has been Hendy, wrestles with the steering wheel, but once again he cannot find a way past the orange machine, and La Vida Loca stay third. Or are they now second, because that's Abu Dhabi Racing, who were just in front of them, and that looks like they're out of the race. So Qatar 94 extend their lead still further, and here's a happy cockpit. La Vida Loca now up to second, Capitala on the throttle, and his teammate Carrasco calmly guiding this high velocity powerboat across the water. So far they've had to deal with a lot of pressure from the black boat of Fazza. On board with them now, and they seem to be veering away from La Vida Loca. Two totally different lines here, but they're on the straight, and they should be following more or less the same path, so I'm not quite sure what's behind this. But whichever one of them has strayed is going to have to get back online for the next right-hand hairpin turn. La Vida Loca are approaching it from a tight angle. Fazza are going to cut across from their left, and it's not going to be much in it. The Italians tight to the buoy, but right across their bows goes Fazza, and that was heart-stoppingly close. So, Fazza finally make it through, but what caused them to split in different directions? Well, Virtual Eye reveals that there were some rescue boats in the middle of the course, so La Vida Loca went to the right, and Fazza went to the left to avoid them. And Fazza's route was obviously the quicker, because when they came back together at the turn, Fazza came from a long way back to just sneak ahead. And this is obviously what the rescue boats were attending. 69 Cosa Nostra. They've obviously had what must have been a high-speed flip, and with the incident right in the middle of the course, the officials sensibly stopped the race. Now, we've only got 7 laps complete, so if they sort it quickly, there might well be a restart. We've got the all clear to go racing once again. The start boat brings them round. They'll restart in the order they were running in before the red flags came out. And Qatar 94 making another one of their trademark getaways. They look favourites to stay in the lead, but of course, all the advantage they'd built up has now vanished, so they'll have to keep an eye on the likes of Fazza and La Vida Loca. On board with the La Vida Loca now, they've made a good start, and they're suddenly on the tail of the race leaders. And this Italian boat has got some serious top-end speed, which is being used to devastating effect here. For the first time in the race, we've got a new leader. Only a couple of laps to go. How's this one going to pan out? Well, La Vida Loca with the noses in front, they head for the turn. Giovanni Capitella backing off the throttle as late as he dares on the approach, and it works. They're first to reach the buoy, but that Qatar boat is light and nimble through the corners. So Al Shamlan and Al Nasser not out of the running yet. Into the turn of Qatar, go for it at the inside, but that gives them a difficult angle through the corner. Have to go very wide at the exit, having led all the way though. They're not going to give it up, especially when you consider that they led for 3/4 of the race in Dubai, only for Dalma Marine to steal the win. The restart from Virtual Eye, and Qatar team actually had about 3 lengths advantage off the start. Fazza were never properly up there where they should have been, and La Vida Loca then with the sole challengers. And once up to speed, they had bags more top end, 182k versus 174. So they got the lead on the straight, but they couldn't stay as tight to the inside of the turn as Qatar, who maintained their speed to move back ahead. Meanwhile, here's another team that's made a good start. Abu Dhabi Racing Team 2 are up to 4th, having worked their way through the order from near the back of the pack. Then we've got this battle for 5th between 2 of our Italians, the white number 20 boat of Savizzi Fondiari and the red and green 24 boat of Capisa Yamamei. Savizzi finished a solid 7th in round 1, but their pursuers had a DNF and have had to come from the back of the pack, determined to get themselves back in the championship race. Next up, we've got a resurgent 22 boat, Spirit of U.A.E, living up to their names to get back up to 7th place after losing those positions through that spin earlier on. Back with the lead battle, and it is relentless because they're about to change positions again. Once more, La Vida Loca set up beautifully for the straights. The Qatar boat has the edge through the twisty sections. It's turning into a fascinating duel, and with just over a lap to go, the Italians are in front, fighting through the turn. One eye on the mirrors. Can La Vida Loca hold on? It could barely be closer. Absolute concentration required. The head out at the turn, and in the background a flash of white as Qatar run wide out of the turn, and not far behind the pair of them it's Fazza. La Vida Loca lead the trio then as they head onto the final lap of this fascinating race. Each one of our top 3 are proven race winners, and there's still time for them to change places here. The leaders are far from home and dry. Oh, cruel luck for Raymond Sport. They're about to beat their 9th place finish from round 1, and I'm afraid they're out. Meanwhile, this is Al Hajj charging around the outside of the British Kingfisher boat for 10th place. Now, we haven't seen too much of Kingfisher in the second half of the race, and they've been slipping down the order, but it's been a good effort from Al Hajj after coming all the way from the back of the field. And also challenging for a place in the top 10 is the 18 boat of Emirates Waves, on course for their first points finish of the season. Meanwhile, up ahead, Virtual Eye takes us to the battle for 4th place and a change of position as Carpisa Yamamei move ahead of Savitsi Fondiari. And out front, watch this as the Qatar team close a 160-plus metre gap down to virtually nothing on the way into the turn as they give it their all to regain the lead. Half a lap to go then, and it's as close as this between La Vida Loca and Qatar 94. Incredible racing from the pair of them, and adding to the intensity of the battle is the fact that whoever wins this race is almost certainly going to move into the championship lead following the retirement of Dalma Marine. And here comes Qatar 94, terrific run out of the turn, and they're nosing ahead of the Italians, half a boat length. Could it be any closer? There's just one turn to go after this, and we know that the smaller 94 boat is a bit quicker through the turns. But they've got to get there first, and now watch as the 10 boat uses that top-end speed to get itself back alongside. In fact, the Italians ahead by the narrowest of margins, and they're also going to find themselves on the outside line for the next right-hand turn. Slowly but surely, though, they take control and leave Qatar to struggle in their wake. The white boat in the rough water, and the nose is lifted. They're airborne, and they somersault through the air. Unbelievable. That was a flip flat out at about 180 kilometres an hour. The driver's out already, a good sign, and the boat obviously landed the right way up, but nevertheless, that was an incredibly scary moment, and it couldn't have come at a worse time. La Vida Loca go over the line to take the flag. Qatar are out within sight of the finish line. A dramatic end to the race. Here's a replay, and it shows us that as soon as they get into the wake of the leaders, Qatar are ragged. The nose lifts, aerodynamics take over, and a massive flip results. It hits the water nose first, and luckily, it eventually lands the right way up. Well, Qatar were never going to settle for second place, not after leading the vast majority of the race, both here and in Dubai. They paid the price, but luckily both driver and throttleman seem to have escaped any injury. Here's another replay in real time, different angle, same result. And from this, you can get a real sense of the speed at which it happened. Just a few seconds from beginning to end. And at this stage, the driver is nothing more than a helpless passenger. So it could have been a win, it should have been at least second place, but instead Qatar are going to be classified down in 11th as La Vida Loca are confirmed as race winners from Fazza and Carpisa Yamamei. Savitsi Fondiari make it 3 Italians in the top 4, and you'll notice despite stopping, Pro Marine reinstated in 7th place. So a race full of incident, the top 2 in the championship both crash out, and La Vida Loca reap the benefits.
We have a little bit problem on the start. We are not fast in the start, and so every lap passing we are more fast and more fast. So in the second start we try to have the top speed as possible on the boat, and we enjoy the first place.
Okay, second place is a good place, but we always look for number 1. We didn't have enough time to work on our boat. This was the first time we had a chance, a little bit, 2 weeks time, just to a week actually to work on the boat. But now we have a good time delay between the second and the third race, so we have a good time to work to make sure that this boat comes on number 1 position.
Today is my 50th birthday. It's a fantastic race, fantastic venues. The 3rd position for me is 2 years to work, and I am very, very happy.
Let's have a look at the championship standings then. La Vida Loca with a 100-point lead over Pro Marine, Savitsi Fondiari up to 3rd, Dalma Marine and Qatar team down to 4th and 5th. Mesmerising stuff then, and we'll have plenty more great racing like this next time when we return to Abu Dhabi for round 3 of the XCAT World Series.